Everybody, welcome back here on another day of Astro Gravitational Report. Hopefully you're okay. Hopefully you're doing good, great. I know it's a intensified energies after so much things. Last thing you want to hear it's intensity and the full moon, and particularly with the people expecting Lionsgate and so on. But yeah, we're gonna have a full moon. But the full moon, it's gonna be coming in with a lot of things. And in the basic, I will explain it to you that the sun at Leo, it's at the highest form, right? And facing the moon of Aquarius, that is it. Like back in the days, the kings when they stop listening the other half. That is a like skip listening the wisdom that it's coming in. A long time ago, the kings used to have a spiritual advisor that comes in and tells them, when they should do what should do. It is not the right thing, not the right down, so on. A lot of the kings actually used astrologer for this, and so on. But when we look at those both zodiac sign, the one represents the ego, the other represents what? The emotions of the innovations. They are both fixed signs. Once they made up their mind, you cannot change that. And since we have Lilith that is going to be at Scorpio, all this is going to be talking about this T square from Lilith that's going to be coming in towards the moon and the sun. So basically, Lilith is going to become the skipping point between the moon and the sun. And this is why throughout the whole conflict and the whole situations in there that we are going to be experiencing, a lot of those people is what? They're going to be skipping the shadow work that they need to do. So, hi, Alan. Glad to see you here. And with the energies that we are going to experiencing, basically the moon is going to be pretty much the whole day just opposing the sun. Later on in the afternoon, we're going to see as the moon is going to be moved forward. She also is going to be squaring Uranus at Gemini. And here it's how the friendliness and the social circles around it's going to beginning to be affecting with his mind as well. So a lot of this intensity, a lot of those energies, they're going to come in all day. And please look at it within the shadow, okay? But trying to understand in the shadow, maybe it's not the right time because the confrontations between the intuition and authority is going to be at its peak in there. This is going to be this feminine energies when instead of giving advice, you give an orders. You cannot give orders to the authority. Authority does not take them politely. You giving it in a force. What if? Can you look at this and this? Maybe there is something is not. Can you check these things out in there? And with all those energies in there, this is how you're going to be able to resolve this. But at the same time, the authority has to look at it. It's like, let me able to hear it. Okay, not like you know everything, you're perfect, this perfectionism, and everyone has to what? Bow to you, right? Okay, those who are Leo, you guys know what I'm talking about in there. You're the best, and you're admirations the other have to admire you constantly, so we can feel what? Better, and you feel good, particularly with this kind of like an energies. With some of the Leos, this is when you put the other people down, so you are above, so you feel good. It is what it is in there. This it is about collective energy in there, but pay attention if you have anything at Aquarius. This is going to be some intensified energies for you, and anything that you have at Leo particularly. That's also including Scorpio and Taurus. Why? Okay. And here's what I'm going to be showing you of something, guys, so you can, understand it much better. Lilith is at 15 degrees. She's squaring the moon There is it at 15 degrees, that it's opposing the sun at 16. So these things, they're going to be intensified throughout the day. Particularly if you are waking up at 6 o'clock, that energy is going to be some much more stronger, much more powerful. But if you're waking up at 7, you already kind of like skip the big things. There's going to be a lot of divine energies that's going to be coming into the play at 7 o'clock. They're going to help us to organize ourselves. It's like, you know what, I will be listening all the messages today, and I'm going to be staying of this. The good thing here is the energy of Jupiter and Venus is becoming more and more stronger. It's working with the energies of Lilith. So this is going to be really kind of like a good help if you really focus within that shadow work, but do it in the nice way. Not in orders, not in the demands, not in the pushing, and so on and so on. Because that pushing and so on is going to be what is going to be fire back. And how do we know it's fire backs? Is because of Mercury is still retrograde. He's going to go back more, and then he's going to move forward, and we're going to facing the consequences of what we've been done during the Mercury retrograde, particularly with situations with contracts, with situations of what you buy, what you not buy, and so on and so on. Those are usually Mercury retrograde. You don't make contracts of any kind. All right, 9 o'clock, that is going to be the ascendant. It's going to be with the South Node. Midheaven, it's going to be at Gemini. A lot of the duality is going to be coming in. Is like, what should I do? Where should I go? Is the past, is the comfort zone is good for me? Or this uncomfortable situations that I need to put up with it, right? This evolution, this growth in there, because your soul entering through the ascendant, but it goes back and settle down at the descendant. And this is why the descendant is between the 6th and the 7th house, because I organize myself, and my primary thing is going to be a relationship with others. That's the 7th house. Okay, the house of the contracts. You're going to be coming to fulfill what? Your contract. Okay, Libra. That's what this is. And that's what the Libra is controlling all this. All right, 10 o'clock, we're going to have Mars in the ascendant. He's still primary. Tomorrow, actually, I'm going to be doing a very special report just for Mars that it's been at Libra. We are going to be facing a lot of things because that's going to be preparing us for Mars when Mars goes home at Scorpio. Okay, just stay tuned. That video is going to be made sometime tomorrow. All right, Mars is facing right now Saturn and Neptune still in this energies. This energy is going to be more active. Please, using your transformations and the sudden changes, that's going to be able to help you out with the limitations and the wrong visions, to purge, to remove things. So you can create a balance between reality and illusions. Okay? That is all this. Okay? You're going to be able to see it from within yourself. Later on at 11 o'clock, the midheaven is going to be with Jupiter, but that is going to trigger this energies of the moon. It's going to be this beautiful yacht that's going to coming from the moon, and the moon it is about to facing its old ways. And this is what I said, don't acting on the feminine side and the feminine intuition if you're trying to fight with an authority in kind of like orders and so on and so on. Okay, trying to do look yourself, kind of like a be the mirror. Okay, the oppositions, right? Be the mirror, but the mirror as like, look within you, look within yourself. Is that thing is correct, right, and so on and so on, right? Because otherwise, Mars is getting his guilty conscience. There is no balance because of Saturn at Aries. All right, going out at 12 o'clock, midheaven is going to be with Mercury. A lot of this with oppositions, where you're telling yourself is still getting to learn things. So I'm suggesting you in the next 10 days, just please Just learn. Okay, don't act so much, learn, because what you learn during this process is in there too, because that's going to be when the shadow period pretty much is going to be, after shadow period is going to be coming out with Mercury retrograde. We're going to be much, a little bit more seeing it from within itself. Okay, so be mindful, what are you saying, what are you speaking, how are you speaking, what do you want, and how do you want it. And particularly right now with this full moon, I I really suggest you to be very, very picky in your words. Okay, particularly if you have Mercury at Scorpio, okay, or Leo, particularly. Just be mindful. All right, 1 o'clock. That is a one of the authority time comes in. The sun, it's going to be its highest point. Even though the sun has a divine energies of 150 degrees with the north node, the sun is looking at towards the oppositions and the shadow. It's basically, you know what? All I see is the shadow. All the see is the hidden things. All is the see is these things that never been spoken. All I see is the situations, and I don't want to hear anything about it. And this is going to be the worst time. User authority have to be, wait a minute. I feel certain things. I'm going to get in certain situations. What do I feel? How do I get in this? And there is something is not correct. But I have to have what? Patience. Okay? You need to understand the worst thing that you're going to do is acting on these intense energies out of what? Lack of patience. And this is going to be creating a lot of turmoils later on. You're going to see these situations later on, because in the next hour, that's going to be at 2 o'clock, we're going to see Lilith is going to be at the ascendant in there. So first is the sun at the inner work. Then it's going to be a Lilith right away at Scorpio. And this fatality in there between, because this is kind of like a very fatal energies between Leo and Scorpio. It's like the king and the highest warrior, they are in fight. Another one wants to come back out. And now we have the intuitions that is joining them. It's like, you know what, Mr. Authority, you're not correct, right? And then both the intuition and authority in there is like, we don't want to feel the shadow. And now the shadow wins. You're skipping it, right? All right, later on at 3 o'clock, the energy is going to be a little bit more. It's going to shows up unhealed situations, okay? Those unhealed situation is going to comes out in the forms of the triggers. And that triggers, it has to be handled by who? It's going to be handled by Mars. Be mindful, overall energies for Mars right now, they're about like 70-75% good. The rest of 25%, it's what I'm worried about it, okay? Because these oppositions with Saturn and Neptune can create illusions that it's based out of your fears, and you act in the base of your fears, but they have nothing to do with the reality, so you create the wrong actions. At the same time, there's going to be some limitations against Mars, and Mars is like, cannot limitate me. I came here to create peace, okay? I'm the peacemaker, because Mars is in where? At Libra. So going on with those energies, the next hour, the midheaven is going to be at 20 degrees of Libra. That is going to be this beautiful, beautiful trines that we are going to be seeing it with the moon. The moon is going to be at 21 degrees in there. The earth is going to be at 21 degrees. So we're seeing at those positions like, okay, let's get this a little bit more proper. Okay, we're living on the earth. Okay, dear moon, you can't just be all the time up in the heaven. You have to get down here in the earth. Okay. But in the earth, we have this authority in Leo that it says like, I'm not looking at what it's above, which is I should have, right? So there's going to be some good time for expressions in that point, maybe a good time for communications. But if you're not ready for communication, don't do it, because in the next hour at 6 p.m., usually this is from the time when you go back home and talking about things and so on. We're gonna have the midheaven that it's gonna be at the 5th degrees of a Scorpio. It's gonna be a T-squaring Pluto and Mercury, right? You are preparing to skip this shadow work. You don't want to talk about the shadow, your shadow, or you don't want to talk about the shadow of the people that are surrounding you, right? Particularly your intimate partner. Yeah, you don't want to talk about this. All right, well, at 7 o'clock, doesn't matter what you are going to be, have to look at it, those energies within yourself. You got to figure things out. Right now, Jupiter and Venus are very much, it's like, you know what? Let's bring that love in there and let the love clears the shadow. It's working very well with the North Node, very powerful energy. The ascendant is going to be in a very good positions at Capricorn. And there is going to be a yacht between the North Node and the ascendant towards the Sun. And here how you're going to win. When you start, listen, okay? Stop for the minute, all the intense energies, stop anything, and listen, what is the shadow, right? Because that's how you become what? Wise king, wise authority, by your abilities to listen. All right, that ability to listen at 8 o'clock, we're going to have a Pluto in the ascendant, very, very powerful, but that oppositions with Mercury retrograde is not very powerful, okay? So Mercury is controlling what? What are you telling yourself between your consciousness and your subconsciousness? He's responsible for that communications. Okay? So subconsciously maybe you know things, but consciously you don't want to even think about it. And Pluto is like, let me get you back. Okay? Go back to talk to yourself. You are not very well behaved. Go back in the corner, right? Stay in the corner and thinking about your actions, right? And this is what some of the people is going to be feel like it, because guess what? They haven't properly act upon it or behave. All right, at 9 o'clock, we're going to see the ascendant is going to be at Pisces. The midheaven is going to be at Sag. That is going to be like, okay, well, that's not helping me of what is going on right now, where I want to go and where I've been. I prefer to stay in my comfort zone, in my what I'm familiar with it, right? What I did in the past, that's what I want to stick within. I'm not going to be trying to get these powers in there that they are for me. But it doesn't matter what you choose. The time goes forward, not back. So whatever happened in the past is your comfort zone, not your evolution. All right. 10 o'clock, we're going to have this slowdown because the midheaven, it's going to be a T-squaring Mars and Saturn and Neptune. That is going to be the time of this disillusions yourself, making an balance from within you. Vertex is going to be together with Mars, and we're going to see that the door is going to be opened. Okay. I was talking to someone today about the Lion's Gate, and everyone, is talking about these energies and Leo and so on and so on. It's like, okay, well, the gate has an entrance and exit. So the entrance is the sun, the exit is the moon. Okay? So through the oppositions, you're going to be able to what? To cross to the next stage. To move to the next positions, to evolve into the next stage of evolution, right? But if you are only focusing on the problems and you have this shadow, that ego that it comes in and overshadow in there, guess what? You can just stay in the entrance, and from fears, you're not going to be able to cross over. Big challenges, right? All right, and 11 o'clock, things is going to be calmed down a little bit. The midheaven, the inner work is going to be at Capricorn. It's like, you know what, I'm going to be doing things in the material world. I'm going to focus on my job. I'm going to focus on my performance, working the publicity and so on. and I'm going to be able to understanding what's going on, but I'm not going to be acting on those intense energies. I'm going to be waiting until tomorrow to see what it is. And some people, they're going to benefit of this skipping of this shadow work, and some of the people, they're going to lose in there because they're going to be fail to see and get that shadow within the surface because of fear of creating the situations. Okay, but tomorrow is just another day, and it's giving you some time to think about it. Okay, it's all gonna be from collective energy, how you're gonna be applied it into your personal, because your personal chart, we all have a Leo and we all have a Aquarius in our charts, right? That sky is going to be affecting, but you're going to have to determine the choices from within you. Okay, just one thing: don't just open that gate and stay in the middle of the gate. You're not moving forward, you're not going back. This is going to be your shadow. Don't stay in your shadow. Go in there, see what the conflict is with intuition. Go there, see what is the conflict with an authority within your own self, and that's going to be determined how you're going to see the two sides of the shadow without skipping think, understanding from within before you talk into shadow with other part. Okay, so that's all I'm going to give you for today, and you guys know I'm going to be giving you what's kind of coming up tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock, right? It's going to be at 7 o'clock. Very beautiful yacht we have from Pluto and Saturn and Neptune. That is going to be the moon is going to be right at the descendant in there, but she's going to be squaring Uranus and Gemini. This is going to be like, oh, I have problem with the surrounding. We're not friends anymore, not in the friend zone, and so on and so on. But it's not about the collective energies, what they're going to call. It's going to be about what? Can you be able to evolve above this? Why? Mercury and Mars, they're going to be pointing a yacht towards the moon. Actions and communications. What is it, the communications? What is it, the actions? Right? From what they're going to come in towards us. But the moon is going to be sextiling Chiron, and she's going to be, it's time to heal this. A lot of people escape what? The shadow work to heal themselves. Okay, guys, so that's all I have for you. I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for click the likes, the shares, the subscribes. Appreciate the coffee. And guys, I wish you good luck. And come back tomorrow for another astro gravitational report. Much love.